So in the developing world, the transition is going to look very different. I mean, the fact of the matter is, for us, energy poverty is real. I mean, when I hear about energy poverty in Europe, it's a laugh, because for us, we have people who do not have basic energy, and even coal-based dirty energy is too expensive for them. So when we are talking about a transition, we are talking about a transition which can take people from no energy to clean energy. It's an opportunity as well. But this is really where we need to get the conversation to understand, and the global community to understand the need for finance. Because at the end of the day, paying for that transition is going to cost money. I mean, we need to be able to make sure that we do this in a way that we don't talk about renewable energy, we talk about energy access. And we need to combine the two so that renewable energy, which is clean energy, which is energy for the future, is also energy which is affordable by large numbers of people. And it is not so today. I mean, the fact is, 70% of the world today does not have access to energy. But that 70% of the world will develop. And as it develops, it will add to the emissions in the atmosphere. We are in an interdependent world. If the rich used coal in the past and polluted the global atmospheric space, so will the poor tomorrow. And that's really why we need to see this as that opportunity where we can move the whole world towards a clean energy transition. But today, we hear about the need for a country like India to go towards renewable energy without understanding that this is really going to cost us that money, the finance, and the cost of finance, the cost of capital is just too high. The risk of investment is too high. The debt of developing countries means that today they're returning more money than they're getting in terms of climate finance. So I think the underlying correction that we really need is to make sure that the financial system makes new rules for the future, makes rules not based on the past, but rules for the future. And those rules are really based on the fact that we have a climate system which is under threat, but we also have a system which requires us to be based on climate equity and climate justice, so that the part of the world which has not contributed to the problem actually gets paid for the transition. It's not about charity. It's not about throwing a little bit of money here or there. It's really about making sure that that part of the world can get its energy system reinvented today and not tomorrow. I'm not a banker, as you know, and so I don't know why the banking system just can't get its act together. But I can tell you that the cost of capital today is 3 to 6x higher in developing countries than in OECD countries. It's easier for a country like Greece with a very high debt burden to actually get money at concessional rates than for countries of the global south. The rules that are made to disincentivize countries to invest in coal, but not to incentivize cheap finance to flow into those countries to invest in renewable energy. Now, I think those are the financial system corrections that we need today in our world. We talk about a loss and damage fund without, we talk about some additional money for climate finance, but unless we correct the rules which underlie finance that flows to the developing world, make sure that the debt burden of the developing world is reduced, we're not going to get effective, ambitious climate goals met.